Hello again. We are going to work on a pre-sketch for our folded dollar bill assignment. This is an Art 3 and AP extra challenge, and this is a good one. We're going to do a pre-sketch freehand, and very much like we've done before, if you've had this class already. And we're going to find some angles and just compare some sizes and so on. This is the photo that I've chosen. I also have it on my phone, so if I want to zoom in and really see something, I can, but I'm not worried about that too much yet for my pre-sketch. Here's a pre-sketch that I've just barely started. Again, it's pretty light. You kind of get a sense of where the folds are and everything, but here's how we're going to tackle this one. So let's get this piece of paper out of the way. Again, we need to make this thing 8 by 10-ish. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfectly 8 by 10, but this paper is computer paper, is 8.5 by 11. So we need to, kind of get out here, and I'm just going to, at first, very lightly, just think about angles and sizes. So again, you have to, I'm coming over here to capture an angle, and then just capture an angle. Now, there's an extra little fold right here, but I'm not worried about that the first time around. Actually, this fold is just barely any difference of a line. So there I'm going to capture that angle and just kind of put it where I think it might go. You can see how big this is getting compared to my phone. It's going to be bigger than my phone. Okay, you cannot make this life size. I want you to be able to get into some of those details. All right, here we go again. So you can do this with your drawing. I'm doing it right over the top and moving this. See that? And my papers are lined up together. There's an angle. I'm just going to move that, and now I know when I put that angle in right there, and I do my best to get the placement of it. Let's see. There's kind of a number 2 shape. Check this out. That's like a number 2 right there. Just like a number 2. And this angle for the top of the $5 bill is not level. It's tilting up a little bit. So it's not level. It's going to tilt up a little bit. And then I can make that number 2 back here. And I know that that's pretty good for now. There is kind of a V shape. Check this out. If I had that pencil there and this pencil here, you kind of see a V shape. So those are the kinds of things we look for first. So we already have that line. I'm going to come down here and get that angle, and that's pretty level. It goes up a little bit. Then again, there's that V shape. I'm going to come over here and capture that shape. I can just kind of visualize it right there. And that's going to be pretty close. And that one is big enough because I'm going to also have to put in the shadow. You kind of get a sense of how big it is. It's definitely bigger than life size. Definitely a little bit bigger than the drawing. I'm sorry, the photograph. I think this line should probably come up a little bit more. I'm going to start to get the angle of that crease. The angle of that crease is not parallel to the edge of the dollar bill, of the 5. We need to make it go that way a little bit. Again, there's kind of that A-frame or that V shape. I can start to tell myself where some of these creases are. This one down here might have just a little bit of an indent right there to help show where that crease is. There is a line back here that definitely goes at a different angle. That little line segment right back there. Different angle completely right there. Okay, now I can erase this old line. Now I do want to draw in where the shadows are. That's one of the requirements. This shadow makes contact right there. It has an arc. The tip of this shadow is to the left of that corner. So over to the right and down. Over to the right and down some. And I need to let it kind of just blend right into there. And then it's a pretty straight line up almost to the bill itself. Then this line, I see that it runs pretty darn parallel to this edge right there. And it definitely extends down a little farther. There's a sharp angle going down and away. This one has kind of a multiple values in this shadow. So there's a shadow there, there's another lighter shadow right next to it, and this shadow goes outside the bill. All right, there's also a shadow on Lincoln. It's a continuation kind of this shadow. It might shift up a little bit, so I'm going to let it shift up a little bit. It runs parallel, and I'm going to make my best guess at where kind of an angle of it goes away. All right, that's the first part of the pre-sketch. And I just want you to do that first, then watch the next video.